you're a big fan of Paul Pogba. So talk to us about Paul Pogba and how he will be sort of reviewed, I suppose.
It's not about being a big fan of Paul Pogba. It's about being his big brother. It's about to protect him. Paul, I've been really harsh with him when I joined Juventus. You know, many times I say, like one day he say on the press, I deserve to win the Ballon d'Or. I was like, wait a minute. Did you ever heard Lampard saying that? Did you ever heard like Iniesta, Xavi, or whatever? I'm like, calm down. Like you're not ready for that. But Paul, actually, you see him like that. But inside, he's quite not that strong. He's protecting himself. And why I try to protect Paul, because sometimes he was unfair. People were talking more about his hairstyle, his dancing, than judging him on the pitch. Even sometimes he wasn't playing. They were saying like, United lost because of Paul Pogba. And I had a good...
he brought a lot of that on himself.
But Roy, I had a good speech with Souness. And I said, but why you hate Paul? He said, I don't hate him. Actually, I love him, but he frustrates me. With his quality.
Talent.
With talent. And that's why I say to Paul, I say, stop thinking people hate you. It's because you frustrate them. You're an animal. When you go just run box to box, nobody can stop you. You know, many times in Juventus, Allegri didn't want to play him. But I say, Paul, Allegri didn't want to play you because we didn't have any other option. But after he was scoring one goal and he was on the press, Paul Pogba, whatever, but actually he didn't do a great game. That's why I was training with him mentally to make sure, like, to stop thinking he's there and he's not, and he have to work when he plays his first game against Liverpool. So I FaceTime him. And I see a lot of people in his room, and he was signing shirt. And I said, Paul, you know, you're playing like one of the biggest games in England.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. You know, they're going to put like my sponsor around the pitch. Pogba is back, all of that. And I remember this is one of the worst games he played against Liverpool, his first game, if you remember. And we talked, and he said, Patrice, you were right. But was I also, don't get me wrong, they bring Pogba, I want also, because they wanted to humiliate Ferguson. Because they say, you let him for free, and now we're going to bring him back for 80 million. Because I said to Paul, this is going to be a biggest miss. Don't go back. Because he had Real Madrid, but Fiorentino Perez, like Paul, wanted to go to Madrid. But Fiorentino Perez was like, we can't give you this amount of money. Then Raiola called United. Oh my pap. He signed. He didn't even tell me, like me, he told me he's going to Madrid. Then he was on the plane, like going to Man United. He said, I'm back home. I said, oh my God, what's going on? Like in my head, you were like going to Madrid. And like was I say, the club was happy because they were selling shirts. You know, the kids love Pogba. It was more like commercial.